Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we took on the Winnipeg Jets in the first round, and we managed to take them out in 6 games, which was nice since they were just below us in the standings. Also, the team we're going to be taking on, which is the Arizona Coyotes in round 2, they took out the Colorado Avalanche, who actually were the best team in the Western Conference. So technically, us and Vancouver are the remaining best 2 teams. The other 2 teams were lower seeded in the standings, but I think we definitely have a good shot at going to the conference finals because Arizona is a team that they went 43, 32, and 7 in the regular season, 4 and 6 in their last 10 games going into the playoffs. So they're not that great, and their forward core and defensive core and goaltending is not the best team I've ever seen. But they did just pull off a really good upset against Colorado, so you never really know. The main thing that's good with their team is their center depth. Their wingers, not so much. Like Magnuson, Morales, and McMuffin are all pretty solid. And then, like I said, their center depth is really good. But, like, Nazay, Neal, Reardon, Kwiatkowski, Kagorodov, they're kind of all, like, fourth liners or depth forwards more, so I don't think they have the greatest forward core. And then defensively, they're running 375 overall kind of defenders. So they're running a lot of AHL defenders, so it is not the best defensive core there either. And then goalie-wise, they're running 2 guys with the name Vic, which is kind of funny considering it's not really that common of a name. I guess it's a short form for Victor, but still, their goaltending is okay. But in terms of everything else, I don't really see them as that much of a threat. But we definitely need to win face-offs against them because, yeah, the center depth is really, really good. You have Casper, you have Caswell, who doesn't apparently win a lot of face-offs. You have Fawcett, who's really good on the face-off dot. And you also have Rupe Hintz, who's pretty solid on the face-off dot. So I think winning face-offs is going to probably play a pretty big factor in the series. So hopefully Reefers and our other face-off men could do their job and we could get ourselves to that conference finals. Because if we go to the conference finals, it's either against LA, who we've already played in the conference finals before, and that's when we lost to them, or we play Vancouver, and Vancouver is a pretty good team. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember where they finished in terms of the entire league. I know in the Western Conference they were up there with us. Yeah, they were just one spot above us in the Western Conference. But in terms of like the entire league, they were the 5th best team in the NHL. So still a little bit above us, but yeah, it's going to be interesting if we end up having to play them in the conference finals, if we get there, that is. But let's not count out Arizona, considering they knocked out Colorado in the first round. Maybe they're a dynasty team that could actually get themselves to a Stanley Cup Finals. But let's hope that we don't get cheesed here, considering we should be the better of the 2 teams. Asher Vance had a really good first round. Goaltending was good in the first round. The only problem I would really say with our first round is the lack of depth scoring, which was also kind of a concern in the regular season. So hopefully we get guys that don't normally score goals scoring in the second round. Like hopefully we get guys like Bales and stuff to help contribute to some wins. Because if we're reliant heavily on that top line the entire time, I don't know if we'll win a Stanley Cup that way. So anyways, let's get into the second round. We have home ice advantage in this series, and we'll have the home ice advantage in the conference finals if we get there, if we do not play the Canucks, which would be good too. So here we go. Game 1 on home ice. Both teams had the first round go to 6 games, so let's see what we could do here in round 2. First period of round 2. And we're down 2-1, so that's not good that they're able to score goals early on. 2 goals on 7 shots. Easton Dahl had a very good first round, but so far off to a little bit of a sluggish start here in the second round. And look who scores again. Asher Vance with his 7th goal in his 7th game of the playoffs. Crazy. Shots are 11-7 in favor of us. We're only down by a goal. Can we find a way to play better defensively, better goaltending-wise, and maybe get some offense going in this second period? Second period. 3-2. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. Corrado scores, so that's one guy that I would like to get a little bit more goal scoring from. He scores to tie it up. And then McDavid scores, I believe, one of his first goals of the playoffs because he's been more assisting on anything than scoring goals. But anyways, it's a 3-2 lead for us going into the third round, shooting 21-11. So we only allowed 4 shots on goal in that second period, so that's kind of nuts. Can we get some insurance and lock down game 1? Come on, boys. Let's do it. We definitely outplayed them in that second period, so we definitely need to hold them off here a little bit. Come on, boys. There you go. Reefers scores 2. So there's another goal from the top liner, and then they get back within 1. It's Reardon, who's one of the 79 overall guys. That's not great. Come on, boys. Lock it down. Penalty kill late in game 1. We kill it off. Nicely done. And we managed to escape with a 1-goal win in the first game of the second round, 4-3. So we only won that game because of the top line, probably, but oh well. So Vance from McDavid and Recchi, Corrado from Kabanov and Azar, McDavid from Recchi and Kabanov, and Reefers from Vance and McDavid. Let's go. McDavid the first star with 3 points, Vance the second star, and Reefers the third. Let's go. Let's go. We're up 1-0 in the series. That's a good way to start off the second round. We're looking pretty good so far this playoff run. The only concerns, like I said, are depth scoring at the moment, and also I'm not fully sold on the goaltending. It's had good games, sure, but I don't know if it's going to be that consistent throughout the entire playoffs. So let's keep the lineup the exact same. Why not? We just won game 1. Might as well try and win 2 in a row with the same lineup. So here we go. Game 2 on home ice. Can we take a 2-0 series lead here? We did take the first 2 games of the series against the Jets, so it'd be nice to take 2 again against the Coyotes. First period. 1-0 Arizona. Not great, but not a bad defensive period. We're outshooting them 15-9 though, so their goaltender's having a really good game so far. So we definitely need to find a way to break the goose egg on him, and then hopefully we could take the lead from there and play good defensively as well. Like, we're playing good defensive hockey right now, but we need to find ways to score goals. And like I said, we need that second, third, fourth line to score goals more consistently, because right now it's always been the top line that seems to be doing it. So can we get the second line or another line to get some goals in the second period? Second period, 2-0 Arizona. Our offense is not anywhere in this game. That's not good. That's not good. Shots are 23-21 in favor of us, and we're down 2-0. Their goaltender's having a really strong performance here. Can we break the shutout? Maybe get 2 goals in this third period? Or else we're going to have a tie series headed to Arizona, which is not good. That's the ideal situation for them to at least take a game on the road. We need to take at least 1 of 2 in Arizona if we want to win the series potentially. So here we go, guys. Let's see what happens in this third period. See if we could get something going for us for maybe next game or for the rest of this game. Hey, there we go. Frank Nazar. That's a guy that I wanted to get going in terms of goal scoring. That's the second line. Can we tie it up, though, is the question. Their goaltender's having a really strong effort, which is not great. Let's go, Asher Vance, but they get the lead right back. God damn it, Vance in team. Oh, there you go, short-handed goal from Kabanov. That's his second short-handed goal of the playoffs. And we're going to overtime in game 2. Well, that was a roller coaster of emotion in that third period. We were down 2-0, we tied it up, and then we immediately blew the lead again, or blew the tie. And a short-handed goal from Kabanov. I think we're up to 3 short-handed goals already this playoff run, which is kind of nuts. 2 of them coming from Kabanov. Shots are 38-31 in favor of us. Can we get that game-winning goal and take a 2-0 series lead here? Come on, boys. Watch, it's going to be Vance again since Vance is a machine. No, it's going to be Arizona winning an OT. Marco Kasper. This guy, I think, just had a hat-trick against us, didn't he? Yeah, Marco Kasper picks up a hat-trick against us in Game 2. And unfortunately, we have a tie series headed to Arizona. That's not good. Nazar from Kabanov, Vance from McDavid, and Kabanov from Recchi. Yikes. Like, it wasn't a terrible game because we almost won that one. But, yeah, Easton Donald being a little bit inconsistent at times. I think I'm going to turn to Howden next game. Maybe Donald's getting too much ice time. Maybe he needs a day to recover his head a little bit. But I am going to turn to the youngster in Howden to maybe get us back into taking a series lead here, because we need to win at least one of these 2 games in Arizona, or else this is not going to be great. So LA's up 2-0 on Vancouver in their series. So if we are able to get ourselves to the conference finals, we might have to face LA again. So yeah, we'll go with Howden as the starter. And I think the rest of this team I'll keep the same. I'm not really sold on Patterson's play. I think I'm going to scratch Patterson for a game. Give Donald Little an opportunity to play 1 game. And yeah, I think that's the only injection I'm going to make into the lineup. I think. Yeah, I think that's the only change I'm going to make. Let's actually put Kabanov to the side as well and put Nazar down the middle. We'll go back to that as well. Okay, let's see what Howden can do in his first playoff start, because he did play a little bit of one playoff game, but that was only because for some reason he got thrown in after Donald only made 7 saves. So let's see if Howden can get us a win in Arizona. We need to win at least one of these 2 games here. Come on, boys. Let's get her done. First period of game number 3. 1-0. Okay. That's a good way to start off. It's McDavid again on the power play. Yeah, it's literally the McDavid, Reefers, and Vance show this playoff run so far. Other lines have been not doing too much, but that top line for us is very, very good. Good chemistry-wise. They had a really good regular season. It's not a surprise that they're doing really well in the playoffs as well. Shots are 11-10 in favor of Arizona, but we are up 1-0. Can we get some insurance in the second period? Second period? 2-0. Let's go. Okay. Package Slotty, there's some depth scoring. I didn't know it actually existed on this team, but Package Slotty makes it 2-0. We're kind of in the same spot as Arizona was last game. Because last time around, Arizona's up 2-0 going into the third. But hopefully this time around, we don't blow this 2-0 lead. Shots are 21-18 in favor of the Coyotes. We're up 2-0. Let's get one more goal and hopefully play some good defensive hockey down the rest of this 20 minutes. Come on, boys. Okay, there we go. Lowry scores. That's another guy that hadn't scored yet. Every one of our defenders has scored a goal so far in this playoff run almost. Kabanov makes it 4-0, and then Bales made it 5-0, and then Lowry makes it 6-0. Okay, there's the offense that we needed. That's the depth scoring we need. We make it 6-0 with a big surge in his third period. Final few minutes. And in his first ever playoff start, Howden's going to pick up a shutout. Wow. Okay, so Howden's looking like definitely like the future starter for this team, because more than likely Donald's gone in the offseason. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what Howden does next year when he plays as our full-time starter. But Lowry made it 3-0, Kabanov made it 4, Bales made it 5, and Lowry scored again to make it 6. So every one of our defenders, like I was saying, has a goal in this playoff run except for Niedemaki. Who was the one that didn't score yet? There's one defender that hasn't scored. I'm trying to think of who it was. I think no, it's not Brunstrom either. There's one defender for sure who has not scored. It might be Spiller, the rookie. Yeah, I think it's Spiller. Because Spiller only had like 1 goal in the regular season. So, but McDavid from Recchi, Packers Slotty from Brigley and Villi Niedemaki, Lowry from Recchi and Kabanov from Nazar and Recchi. Jeez. Bales from Ziska and Brunstrom, and Lowry from Reefers and Niedemaki. So no points in that game from Asher Vance. But that was really good depth scoring in that game. That's exactly what we need. 28 saves as well from Howden in his playoff debut. Kabanov the second star, and Lowry the third star. I didn't think I would see a DFD scoring 2 goals in a game, but here we are. That's a big win on the road. Good statement victory. We had a good amount of offense, good defense as well. Donald will start next game, but I honestly could turn to Howden whenever I want to, and Howden should give us a solid effort. So I think we'll keep the lineup the exact same going into this next game. Yeah, let's just do it. I mean, when we had 6 goals for and we didn't allow a single goal against, might as well keep the team the exact same except for Donald will come back in. And if he plays bad again this game, obviously Howden will probably go back in for the next one. But let's see if we could take a 3-1 series lead here on the Phoenix Coyotes, or the Arizona Coyotes, whatever you want to say. I don't know why Phoenix came to my mind. I'm still really tired. So, first period of game 4. 2-2. Okay, I like our offense, but I don't like that we blew a 2-0 lead. Vance makes it 1-0. Lil makes it 2-0. So Lil getting ejected in the lineup last game. Picks up a goal in his second game of the playoffs, so that's good to see. Then Foss has got them on the board on the power play, and Dezay scores to make it 2-2. Shots are 16-7 in favor of Arizona, so we're giving up a lot of chances, but we have scored on our very little chances. Can we get the lead back in this second period? We had a 2-0 lead at one point. We definitely need to find a way to get that lead back. Second period, 3-2 for Arizona. That's not good. We blew a 2-0 lead, and we're being outshot badly 27-16. This game is definitely not on Donald. It's more on our offense or defense for giving up so many chances. Oh, come on, guys. We need to find a way to tie this one up in the third period or get that lead, or else we're going to have a tie series headed home. This is literally a back-and-forth series. I'm really surprised that Arizona could give a team like us and Colorado a run for their money, but oh well. Let's see what happens in this third period, see if we can tie it up. Come on, boys. Ah, Magnuson makes it 4-2. That's not good. Yeah, Arizona must be good just because they have really good center depth. Because I can't really see why else they would be good unless they have a really good coach and chemistry. But man, they're a pretty decent team, it seems like, in the playoffs. And unfortunately, we're going to have a tie series headed home. So once again, both teams split games on the road. So Vance from Reefers and McDavid, Lil from Brigley, and Pakishlotty is the only goals, and then we gave up 4 unanswered. Yeah, Marco Kasper's definitely been the best Coyotes player so far. Yeah, Donald wasn't great in that game again. I think I'm going to turn back to Howden again. Because I'm going to go with whoever goalie's doing the best. So, Howden, you're getting a chance to take us to a 3-2 series lead, hopefully. Come on, guys. We definitely need to get that next win. We need our depth scoring to be back to where it was with that 6-0 win. So, Howden back in. And I think the rest of this is going to stay the same. Maybe we'll put Kabanov back down the middle. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Let's swap Spiller and Niedemaki just to see if we can get Spiller a goal, since he's, I think, the only defender without a goal in this playoff run. But here we go. This is an important Game 5. Winner of the series will have a chance to end the series in Arizona. So hopefully we win this game, because if we lose this game, it's going to be tough to win on the road. So let's see what happens here. A very important Game 5. Let's see if we can take that 3-2 series lead here. First period. 3-0 us. Let's go. Recchi, Vance, and McDavid. 3 goals on 8 shots. Their goaltender might be already out of the game. Who knows? So they might be relying on the other Vic. And we're up 3-0 after 1. I don't feel safe still, because obviously they could get 1 or 2 goals back in the second and still be in this game. So we definitely need to keep our foot on the gas pedal in the second period. Second period? 4-2. Okay, see, that's a little bit more what I was thinking. We're up 4-0. That's a good goal to get, but Fawcett and Magnuson pulled them within 2. Not been the best game so far from Howden, but yeah, I'm still kind of scared only having a 2-goal lead going into the third period. We're outing him 21-17. Let's lock this one down, maybe get another goal just to play it safe, but yikes, I don't like how Arizona's hanging around in this game. Okay, Grodov makes it 4-3. That's not good. Come on, boys. We need to get that next one. There we go, Reefers. That's a huge goal from him to restore that 2-goal advantage. Penalty kill. It's a long penalty kill. I don't know why you guys are taking 5-minute majors in the third period, but whatever. Final few minutes. And we managed to lock it down. Reefers with an empty netter. And we win 6-3. And we are 1 win away from going back to the Western Conference Finals. So Recchi from Kabanov, Vance from Ovechkin, McDavid from Bernstrom and Brigley, Vance from McDavid and Reefers, Reefers from McDavid, and Reefers from McDavid and Vance. Man, that top line is awesome. Like, I can't say enough about the top line, but the depth scoring is definitely the problem with this team right now. And yeah, Howden wasn't that great, so I might go back to Donald. So Vance was the third star, 3 points. McDavid's second star, 4 points. And Reefers the third star with 3 points. Yeah, that top line, really good. No complaints about the top line. We need other lines to help contribute, though. Because we can't just be relying on this top line to win a Stanley Cup, I don't think. And while LA swept the Vancouver Canucks, so technically if we win this game, we are the best team remaining in the Western Conference. And it's looking like it might be a Montreal-Boston Conference Finals in the East, which is pretty insane. I know in real life that would be quite a heated matchup, considering that's a big rivalry game. But hopefully we can win this game, get ourselves back to that conference finals, but maybe this time around get some redemption on LA for knocking us out in the conference finals a couple years back. But let's go to edit lines for a second here. I think I'm going to go back to Donald, because Howden wasn't great that game, but actually Howden's still been the better of the 2 goalies technically. Let's go back to Donald. If he loses this game, though, we'll go to Howden probably for Game 7. See, I think I'm going to keep the team the exact same. Maybe I'll take Donald Lil back out. Yeah, let's take Lil back out, even though he had a goal in the series so far. We'll put Patterson back in and see if that helps us out a little bit. But here we go. This is a very, very important Game 6. We lose this game, we go to a Game 7. and we win this game, we go to the conference finals to have a rematch with the LA Kings. It's kind of funny that both us and LA are doing really good at this point in time, considering, like I said last time when we played LA in the conference finals, the two of those teams have like a lot of historic matchups in the playoffs and Stanley Cup wins, because obviously 2010 Chicago won a Stanley Cup. Then you go to 2012, LA won a Stanley Cup. 2013 Chicago wins the cup. LA wins in 2014. Chicago wins in 2015. So yeah, it's almost seeming like that in this type of sim engine as well. But here we go. Game 6. Can we get to the conference finals for the first time in 3 seasons, I think it is? First period. 1-1. Okay, I'll take it. McDavid opens the scoring for us. And then Christopher Nolan scores a goal with 10 seconds left. That's a 75 overall defenseman. So that's not a great sign for Donald. But shots are heavily in our favor, 15-8. So their goaltender's having a pretty solid first period. Can we find a way to get that lead in the second period? Second period, 3-2 us. Okay, I'll take it. They had a 2-1 lead. Nazar gets us the lead and then ties the game up. And then Package Slotty has given us the lead going into the third period. The shots are 26-18. We are a period away from going to the conference finals. We just need some insurance here. Come on, boys. Real-time simulation. Let's get this done. This Arizona team is definitely posing problems for teams. Let's go, Recchi. Makes it a 2-goal advantage. But yeah, Arizona's definitely giving teams a run for their money. And Lowry with his third goal of the second round makes it 5-2. And we are going to be going back to the conference finals to face off against the Los Angeles Kings. Let's go. Let's go. Donald allows another late goal against, but still, let's go. Depth scoring improved that round for sure, but we are still pretty reliant on that top line, I'd say, in the end. But we went 5-3, outshooting 36-24. So yeah, Donald was not that good in that one, but oh well. McDavid from Vance and Ovechkin, Nazar from Recchi and Kabanov, Package Slotty from Patterson and Brunstrom, Recchi from Rafers and McDavid, and Lowry from Nazar and Recchi. So yeah, Recchi definitely stepped it up in that round, I would say. And we're going back to the conference finals, which is awesome. Hopefully this time around we actually win it. But let's take a look at our player stats through 2 rounds. We're still definitely reliant on that top line a lot, but hopefully the depth scoring kind of continues to improve. Yeah, because Vance and McDavid have been really good so far, especially McDavid, but Vance is almost a goal a game. Reefers is also over point per game. Kabanov's having a really solid playoffs too for a second liner. Nazar is starting to pick it up too. Brigley's starting to pick it up. Ziska, Bales, still not much. Package Slotty, He had a better second round still though. So some of these guys didn't really do much still. Recchi definitely had a really good second round. 13 points now in 12 games. So we're still really heavily reliant on the top 6. Because all these guys are our top 6 players that are right here. Nazar's been the worst player on our top 6, but the depth score on like the bottom 6 needs to improve. And then defensively, Niitamaki's leading the defensive core in points, but Ovechkin's been solid. Brunstrom's been solid. Lowry had 3 goals in that round, so not too... I'm kind of surprised on that. How much goals did he have in the regular season? Only 4. He had 4 goals in 82 games in the regular season, and he picks up 3 goals in 12 playoff games. Crazy. And then Spiller's a +9 so far, so good from the rookie. And then goalie-wise, Donald's been okay at times, and Howden's been probably the better of the two, but still, it is what it is. We are going to the conference finals against the Los Angeles again. Do they have a similar roster to they did last time we played them? Because I honestly don't remember what their roster looked like. So it's us in LA, and it is going to be Montreal and Boston. So this is going to be interesting. So if we end up going to the Cup finals, there's an original 6 matchup regardless. But if we play the Boston Bruins, obviously that's a rematch of 2013. Obviously, we at Chicago in real life won in 2013, but that's interesting. So it could be Chicago, Boston, it could be Chicago, Montreal, it could be LA and Montreal. So I think the 2 of those teams also got to the conference finals last year, not mistaken, or a couple years ago. And then, or it could be LA and Boston as well. Okay, let's take a look at those Los Angeles Kings. Let's take a look at the roster and then see what has been going well for them so far. So here's the LA Kings, and they're probably the best offensive core we've seen yet in the playoffs. Lazarov, Lundell, and Terry. They have Martin Champion, Alex Turcotte, Jakub Loktionov, Lawrence Burgundy, Jordan Gavin, Jared Ray, and a fourth line of Emiliano Springus, Sergei Chubarov, and Josh Norris. Yeah, that's a pretty good forward core. Nobody below an 81. A little bit weak in terms of having an 81 on your second line, but yeah, that's pretty good in terms of depth. Defensively, they're also pretty good, and of course, I forgot about this. They have Gustav Solovyov, former 5th-round pick of us that we had to let walk. He had a 30-point rookie regular season with the LA Kings this year. He's got 5 points in 11 playoff games. But yeah, we had to let him go because we didn't have a room for him in our lineup. But he's found a really good home in LA. They also have Cal Foote and Caden Gooley. And then Mikhail Sergachev is still playing, and Glenn Bitz. That defensive core is pretty average, but I mean, nobody below an 80 again. And then goalie-wise, they have Nico Dawes and Valerie Gonchar. So their goaltending is kind of mid too, but in general, it's not a bad team. Like, there's no really like big weakness with this team. Like, obviously, the lack of depth is not that great, but it's not like they're running 75s and stuff like that in their lineup like some of the teams we've had to face so far. So that is that. Let's take a look at how they've been doing so far in the playoffs and also how they did in the regular season, because I honestly have no idea. We have home ice advantage in the series. So let's take a look at this. Let's go Western Conference. They finished a couple spots below us, 5 less points. They scored less goals per game than us. They allowed more goals against than us. Our power play was also better. And their penalty kill was fantastic this season, almost 87%. So we were better than everything except for the PK. How good was their penalty kill in terms of the entire league? Was it number 1? Let's see. No, it was not number 1. The Vancouver Canucks, who just got knocked out by them, were the best team defensively in terms of the penalty kill, but they were still a top 5 penalty kill team in the league. And they also had 13 short-handed goals, so got to be a little bit weary of that. Let's take a look at how they've been doing so far in this playoff run. We'll also take a look at their player stats so far for the playoffs too. But here we go. Western Conference. They are 8-3 so far. They have scored 1 less goal than us in 1 less game. So they've been doing better offensively. We're better defensively so far. They're better on the power play. And we are better on the penalty kill. So we're a better defensive team right now. They're a better offensive team right now. We also have 3 short-handed goals already in the postseason, like I was thinking. They're 5-1 on home ice and 3-2 on the road. We're 4-2 and 4-2. Let's take a look at who's been doing what for them offensively in the playoffs so far, just so we can get a little bit of a better understanding of our opponents. So Lundell's been really good. So yeah, some solid depth scoring too on this team. So hopefully our depth scoring gets better. Lazarov has also been pretty good. But yeah, in general, their offense has some good depth scoring. And then defensively, it's been pretty much similar to us in a sense, I think. Goalie-wise, it's not been that good for their goaltenders, to be honest. Nico Dawes has a 905, which is kind of similar to Donald's, I guess. But Gonchar as the backup wasn't really that good. He only played 31 minutes, though, so it's going to be an interesting conference finals for sure. Hopefully we can win this one, though, and get ourselves to that Stanley Cup finals, because we've never been to a cup finals yet in the series. So really hoping that we could do that and face either Montreal or Boston. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the conference finals against the Los Angeles Kings as we look to get to our first Stanley Cup finals. So anyways, think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.